All right, let's talk about something that, let's be honest, gives most of us a cold sweat: getting into serious trouble with the IRS. But the key thing to remember isn't just the problem, it's the solution. We're going to break down how a very specific kind of expert can become your absolute best weapon in that fight.
You know the feeling, right? You're sorting through the mail, bills, junk, a magazine, and then you see it. That one envelope that makes your stomach just drop before you even open it.
Yep, there it is. For pretty much everyone, those three letters, IRS, spell instant dread. And the worst part, it's the kind of problem that absolutely does not get better if you just ignore it.
So, what if you just shove that letter in a drawer and forget about it? Well, the stakes are unbelievably high and things can escalate way faster than you think. This isn't just about owing some money, it's about your entire financial life.
See, the IRS doesn't just ask nicely forever. They have some seriously powerful tools they can use. One unanswered letter can kick off a chain reaction that can completely flip your world upside down. Let's take a look at what they can actually do.
First on the list is a tax lien. Now, this isn't just a letter. This is the government putting a public, legal claim on your most valuable assets. We're talking your house, your car, whatever you own. That lien makes it almost impossible to sell or borrow against anything until that debt is cleared. It's basically a giant red flag attached to your name for the whole world to see.
If a lien doesn't get your attention, things get even more direct with a bank levy. And this is, well, it's pretty much as scary as it sounds. The IRS has the legal power to go right into your bank account, your checking, your savings, and just take the money they say you owe. No extra permission needed. One day it's there, the next, it's gone. And then there's wage garnishment. This is where the IRS contacts your job and tells them, hey, before you pay your employee, send a big chunk of their salary to us first. It cuts your take-home pay right off at the knees. So liens, levies, garnishments, they all make one thing crystal clear. Doing nothing is the worst possible move. Okay, I know. That all sounds terrifying. But here's the pivot. Here's the good news. There are specialists who are trained to handle these exact situations. They're your expert guide through this crazy maze, the tax attorney. Honestly, this is the perfect way to look at it. The tax code is like a completely different language, right? Well, they translate it. And when you're up against the massive power of the US government, they act as your bodyguard, standing between you and the IRS to protect your rights. Now, you might be thinking, what about my CPA? Great question. This chart breaks it down perfectly. While CPAs and enrolled agents are fantastic for preparing taxes, when you're in a real dispute, a tax attorney has a legal superpower the others don't. Just look at that last row, attorney-client privilege. That is a total game changer. And this is so important. It means you can sit down with your tax attorney and tell them everything, the good, the bad, the embarrassing details about your finances, and that conversation is legally shielded. They cannot be forced to testify against you. It creates this totally safe space where you can be honest and build the strongest possible defense. So, armed with all this legal expertise and that cone of silence, what do they actually do for you? Well, they have a whole toolkit of official strategies they use to negotiate with the IRS. And these aren't some shady, secret loopholes. These are established, formal IRS programs. They can try to get you an offer in compromise to settle your debt for less, or maybe set up a payment plan you can actually handle. A good tax attorney knows exactly which program fits your situation and how to navigate the mountain of paperwork to get you there. Let's just zoom in on one of these for a second, the offer in compromise, or OIC. This is a huge deal. It's an agreement that could let you settle your entire tax bill for a fraction of what you owe. But, and this is a big but, getting the IRS to approve an OIC is notoriously difficult. You have to prove with tons of documentation that you truly can't pay. This is exactly where an attorney's skill in building a case is absolutely crucial. And the process isn't just chaos. It follows a clear path. It always starts with a consultation where you just tell them your story. Then they do the heavy lifting, investigating, building the case. And then the best part, they talk to the IRS, they do the negotiating. It all leads to a formal, final resolution that gets you back on track. Okay, so you get it. A tax attorney can be a lifesaver. But how do you find the right one? Taking that first step can feel pretty intimidating, but if you know what you're looking for, it makes all the difference. Here's a quick checklist. First, make sure they're a licensed attorney, a member of the state bar. Critically, you want someone who specializes in tax controversy. That's the official term for battles with the IRS. Ask them about their experience with cases like yours. And make sure they explain things clearly, especially their fees, so there are no surprises down the road. And let's just remember what this is really all about. Yes, it's about the money. It's about getting rid of liens and levies, of course. But the ultimate goal, the real prize, is getting rid of that giant weight of stress and anxiety so you can finally get your peace of mind back. So we'll leave you with this final thought. Unlike a lot of problems in life, a tax problem only gets bigger and more complicated the longer you ignore it. So the real question is, are you ready to take that first step and finally face it head on? Thanks for tuning in.